It's hard not to feel the palpable electricity of consternation making its way through the gaming press vis-a-vis how to cover the surprise announcement of the retirement of Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aime at this particular moment in time. On the one hand, you'd be hard-pressed to find a president and COO of any company more generally well-liked by the media that covers his industry. On the other, you can't help but strike one as particularly unseemly feeling to be waxing emotional and nostalgic about the voluntary job relinquishment of a corporate boss amidst the news cycle that's otherwise been dominated by stories of regular games employees being rendered jobless by the hundreds at the whim of other, less lovable corporate bosses.
My body is ready.
Especially when you have to consider that the willingness to embrace one rich boss in gaming while condemning others might at least in part be residual spillover from modern games culture's original sin, the reflex to treat all things Nintendo differently from just about any other corporation, either through one's own personal nostalgia for them or the more general sense that they're the last power player in the industry, still dedicated to affecting the whimsical toymaker poise that packs such a powerful connection and emotional charge for those of us who grew up gaming.
I've been honored to be included as part of your family. Just as you understand that Nintendo always tries to put smiles on faces, well, let me tell you, you put thousands of smiles on mine.
Now those are valid concerns all, to be certain, but speaking only for myself, it only strengthens one's convictions in fairly considering the actions of a business community to acknowledge when one conducts themselves well with the same matter-of-fact clarity one highlights the bad actors, and by all accounts, Reggie Fils-Aime has more than earned the sincere appreciation from fans and peers that greeted news of his impending departure. It's easy to forget, both in hindsight, in an industry so lacking in genuine auteur celebrity but so desperate to have them that we've even tried to turn desperate weirdo sociopaths like the Minecraft guy and Palmer Luckey into creator heroes, that the man gamers would come to call the Reginator was an unknown quantity before bursting onto the scene 15 years ago, providing over the US side of the Nintendo Corporation's return to industry prominence, and establishing an identity for the American arm of the company strongly distinct from being merely a middleman for Nintendo of Japan not seen since the days of Howard Phillips.
My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names. And we're about making games.
In retrospect, Fils-Aime was exactly the guy Nintendo needed during what turned out to be a crucial time of transition, a marketing prodigy who turned around the fortunes of a variety of companies with a keen eye for connecting with consumers. He'd famously helped Guinness Beer in the American market, introduced the Big New Yorker and Bigfoot Pizza at Pizza Hut, and perhaps most admirably, had been one of the key marketing figures coordinating VH1's landmark post-9/11 Concert for New York charity event.
It's a new day for me, and a new day for Nintendo.
But as the Western face of the reinvigorated 21st century Nintendo, he turned out to be the ideal public foil to manage the company's tricky transition to a new posture that was aggressive and grown up without losing its quirky originality or connection to the nostalgic legacy. And when it was time to pivot again to casual gaming and offbeat oddity in the age of the Wii, he flipped right along with them, and then again to the refreshed business casual, on-the-go modular after-party vibe of the Switch era.
We're not going to run our company just for hardcore gamers. There are gamers out there who aren't as knowledgeable as you, gamers who aren't your age, gamers who don't have your tastes, gamers who live for Mario and Yoshi and Pokemon. It's my job, it's Nintendo's job to make sure we satisfy all the gamers.
Somehow, an imposing but non-threatening figure belting out dad jokes and looking just a little bit foolish on stage turned out to be the ideal fit for a company that decided to own We Raised a Generation as a brand. If Shigeru Miyamoto and the late Satoru Iwata were permanently fixed in fan psyches as the creator shepherds of the eclectic Nintendo menagerie, Reggie carved a new niche for himself more akin to another Nintendo character in his own right, a wingman to Mario and company, part of the crew. Above all else, he evinced an attitude that I honestly wish gaming would embrace more of across the board, one that says we can be serious about games while also taking ourselves a lot less seriously.
I am a new peripheral here, made by Mr. Miyamoto.
Forget about it. I'm just going home.
So yeah, at the end of it all, cheers to you, Reggie, a good man in a business without enough of them, who helped turn a self-confident comfort with a distinct lack of cool into a version of cool that every other public figure in games could stand to imitate, and which we'd all be better off with after so many prior years of energy drink energy defining the public face of the medium. You were the guy gaming needed and probably didn't appreciate until it was already too late, and you will be missed.